Good afternoon and welcome back to the second session on this fine May Friday here in beautiful Lombard, Illinois, right outside of the beautiful Windy City, Chicago. This is Elliot Feldman. I'm joined by Joe Marksteiner. How are you, Joe?
Doing well today, sir. Thank you very much.
All righty. So right now on platform 2, we have a mixture of 72 and 63 kilo lifters, and on platform 1 we have all the other 63s there. So I guess we got masters 63s and all the 72s on platform 2, and all the open junior and sub junior 63s on platform 1. So right now on platform 2, we've had Leslie Mako good at 60 kilos, Kim Wilson good at 120 kilos, and Rochelle Killian is now up with 125, 275 pounds. Isabella Varga was good at 87.5 kilos. Brooklyn Streak is now up 105, 231 pound opening attempt squat.
I'll try to get platform 2 up on mine, then I can just look on mine and let's see what I can do with my commentary.
All right, Ava Brantner's up now, platform 1, 120 kilos, 264 pounds. Joni Mock is up 127.5 kilos on platform 2. She's competing in the M2 equipped 72 kilo class. She'll be followed by Donna Martz, Anna Renner, and Tristan Boone. Right now, Heather Bowman is up 142.5. All right, so the lift is not good for Joni Mock. Donna Martz is coming up 135 kilos. Heather Berman was good at 142.5. Caitlin Fuller is up now at 150 kilos. Hey guys, if you want to do a good follow on Facebook, check out Donna and George Martz. They have some of the best pictures of wildlife out in the high country, just beautiful. Deer come right up to their front door, kind of look in the window, kind of interesting stuff. So now, Caitlin Fuller's up 150 kilos, 330 pounds, platform 1. Platform 2, Donna Martz, 135 kilos.
For my computer to come up there. Sorry about that, Elliot.
That's all right. Tristan Boone's up 152 and a half.
Tristan Lifter in the house, Michaela.
And Michaela Exner's up at 160 kilos. This is a very short flight on platform 1. 7 lifters on platform 1 in that flight. Platform 2 is not that much bigger. There's only 9 lifters on flight A. We move fast, guys. We run an attempt about every 55 seconds here in USA Powerlifting, even in the equipped division.
No lift on 1.
All right, so it's no lift for Michaela Exner on 1. Up on 2, we have Tristan Boone, 152 and a half kilos. All right, Colleen Hansford's up from 152 and a half kilos from Team Phoenix, Seattle, Washington.
336 pounds, bars loaded.
Up on platform 1. Going to be started second attempts for Isabella Varga. Guys, and we're going to have a heck of a fight here in the 63 kilos. We're going to have Regina Cherna, Giovanni Ortega, Sofia Veras, and Erin Walterman battling it out for the national championship. And on the other side, you're going to see the privilege of seeing world champion Kelsey McCarthy. She's probably going to try to exceed the squat record, bench record, and total record for the IPF. Right now, Brooklyn Strike is up 115 kilos on platform 1. Platform 2, Kelsey Johnson is our last lifter. Flight A, 162 and a half kilos. All right, so platform 1, Brooklyn Strike. Lift is good for Brooklyn. Kelsey Johnson's up at 162 and a half kilos. All right, Kelsey, the lift is good. Leslie Macko's up now. Opening attempt, 60 kilos. Moved up 10 kilos, 22 pounds to 70 kilos. Second attempt. Amy Brantner's up now, 127 and a half kilos.
Let's get lit up. Amy's being coached by Isabel Ilya. Loaded for Leslie Macko. Masters 4 lifter, part of Team Phoenix.
Alrighty. Leslie Macko's up on 1 at 70. Right now we have Heather Berman up 152 and a half kilos. Second attempt. Opening attempt squat was 142 and a half. She was good. She is lifting in the M1 class. She'll be followed by Caitlin Fuller, Lauren Pimentel, Michaela Exner, and then the start of third attempts. Guys, we're moving fast here. Joni Mock, we're going to see at 127 and a half kilos. She missed this on her opener. She's taken it again. To be followed by Kim Wilson, Rachel Killian, Donna Martz, and Anna Renner.
All right, Heather will be back. Give her a round of applause.
All right, Heather missed that now. So we're loading the bar on platform 1 for Caitlin Fuller. On platform 2, Joni Mock is loaded 127 and a half kilos. Kim Wilson is up now, 130 kilos, second attempt after making a good opening attempt of 120 kilos.
And load the bar for Kim Wilson on 2. Bars
All
loaded for
righty.
Kim Wilson.
Bar is loaded now for Lauren Pimentel, 162 and a half kilos, platform 1. Platform 2, bar is loaded for Kim Wilson. She was good at her opening attempt of 120 kilos. She's now going up 10 kilos.
Loaded on 1 for Lauren. And Kim Wilson gets 3 white lights. Kim Wilson. Rachel Killian, coached by Todd Christensen, Seattle Strength and Power. Do you want to get rocked? Well, let's go. Michaela Exner.
All right, Michaela Exner's up now. Michaela Exner is up on platform 1. She's our final lifter. Second attempt squats, flight A. 165 kilos on the bar. Donna Martz is up now. Call for 145 kilos. She was good at 135 kilos.
Isabel Varga on 1. Donna Martz. Bars loaded. Donna Martz, coached by Dr. Larry Bailey, President, USA Powerlifting.
Boy, and Rachel Killian's squat will look really good. Really, really good. All right. Michaela Exner's looked, see how it was. Really good 3 white lights for both women right there. So up on platform 2 now, we got Donna Martz going 145. And we've got Isabella Varga going 107.5. Third attempts already. Flight A, platform 1.
Donna Martz look good, down and up. See what the referees say.
And the lift is good.
3 whites from the rest for Donna Martz, so she moves on. She's successful, 135 and 145. Up next is Amy Renner at 157.5.
That's a good lift. Bars loaded. Anna Renner. Brooklyn Strong.
All right, Anna Renner's up now, 157 and a half kilos. Boy, Isabella Varga just, wow.
It looked like good.
It is no good, I believe. You know, Joe, something interesting. I took a look at the for the IPF Congress that we're going to have in Sweden. It looks like they're talking about changing double bouncing or bar descending in the squat back to a blue card.
Yeah, and the discussion on that was to make the blue card consistent across all the lifts so that downward movement or double bouncing was consistent, make it easier for the referees. And you see the referees sometimes holding up the cards. You can see with lifting cast here that we have on the no lift lights, there's a code for it. There's a red, a blue, and a yellow code. For squat, which we're watching right now, a red light means you didn't go deep enough. Blue light means you're not locked out at the beginning or the end, which is kind of different from some of the other lifts. And those inconsistencies sometimes mean that the lights that the referees are showing, they're supposed to communicate for the lifters, aren't giving us the best information. So there's an effort to make that a little more consistent across all of the events.
Yeah, I never quite understood, Joe, the reason behind them changing up and down or taking essentially two attempts in the squat was ever changed from blue to the yellow, because it was consistent all the way across. Squat, bench press, and deadlift. If the bar ever went down, it was a blue card for all three lifts. The confusion, and it took me a good year to get used to doing the yellow card.
It's just one of those things. The red card used to be the most common failure mode, and now we just don't see a good example on bench press. Not touching the bar to the chest, but now the definition of the chest is beyond the sternum and pretty much anywhere on the torso. So long as you don't hit the belt, it's legal for where the bar position is. You almost never see a red card on bench press anymore, unless the lifter just can't touch their chest because the bench shirt's too tight.
Right. All right, Tristan Boone's up now on platform 2 with 165 kilos. And on platform 1, we have Heather Berman up with 152.5 kilos.
And following Tristan Boone, we'll have Kelsey Johnson. And then going back towards the beginning of the flight, it's going to be interesting because we've got one lifter yet to get a successful lift in. And we obviously want to see everybody do well and be successful in our national championships. Tristan Boone was just successful at 165, and Kelsey Johnson's following now at 170. Then we'll be starting at the beginning of the flight again, and first up will be Leslie Macco, followed by Joni Mock. Joni Macco. Joni Mock, I apologize.
So Caitlin Fuller's up on 1, retaking the 160 she missed on her second attempt. And Kelsey Johnson is up on 2, 170 kilos, second attempt.
Kelsey's backed out and looks pretty solid on the setup. She gets the signal down, a little bit of struggle in the middle. We'll see what the judges say on depth. And one red card for depth, but she got that one passed. So now we're going back to the beginning of the flight, starting with Leslie Macco. And I don't see an opening attempt yet on Macco, or the third attempt yet on Macco on lifting cast. So we'll see what pops up on the scoreboard here in a second.
All right, so Lauren Pimentel's up now, 167.5 kilos on 1. On 2, the start at third attempts. Leslie Macco is 75 kilos. She's competing in the M4 division, which is 70 years old. All right, and Leslie's attempt. All right, Michaela Exner's up now at 175 kilos. She will be the last lifter. Flight A will be moving right in to Flight B.
And Leslie's good at 75 kilos. She's 3 for 3 so far on squat, going to 135 kilos for Kim Wilson. Following her with a 2.5 kilo jump after that will be Rachel Killian.
And we got some fireworks coming up for you in Flight B on both platforms, folks. All right, so right after Michaela's attempt, we're moving on to Flight B. She'll have to be satisfied with her 165. Moving on now. Flight B, Meyer, followed by Zuniga, Matthews, Bridges, Walterman, Southland, Cherna, Vieras, and Ortega. Let me tell you right now, Walterman, Cherna, Vieras, and Ortega is going to be a fight for the open team 63 kilo slot at Worlds in Dubai.
And Kim Wilson was unsuccessful at 135, going to 137.5 for Rachel Killian, and she'll be followed by Joni Mock at 140.
Sarah Meyer was good. Opening attempt.
Rachel Killian's down and pushing through the second point. And Rachel Killian gets 3 white lights on that one, so Joni Mock is now up at 140 kilos.
All right, Savannah Zaniga's up. Platform 1, 125 kilos. Same as Sarah Myers. Platform 2, we still got Joni Mock up.
And Joni was unsuccessful at 127.5 on her first, repeated on the second, and is making a good jump for 140 kilos on her third.
All right, Savannah's got 125 kilos on the bar. Right now, Joni Mock's up at 140.
Joni drops it into the hole, stands up rather easily, puts it back in the rack, and 3 white lights, so she's successful at 140, moving up to 150 for Donna Martz.
Good deal.
And following Donna will be Colleen Hansford at 165. Both those ladies competing in the M2 division, so 50 to 59.
Yep.
Donna steps under the bar.
Savannah's
Donna's
really good.
Long-time lifter, and as Elliot said, she and her husband are long-time USA powerlifting members, and George has been one of the featured photographers for a bunch of USA powerlifting events. Taking both still photo and video of lifters for years, and doing it all for free, and doing a great job documenting the progress of our sport. And 3 white lights for Donna. Moving on. So she's 3 for 3 in squat, and looking to see how she does in bench press.
All right, so Colleen Hansford is up now. She's following Donna Martz at 165 kilos. And we have Jamie Bridges is up 152.5 kilos.
Okay, Colleen stepping under the bar. This is only a 5 kilo jump from her second attempt, so you should have a good attempt here.
All right, Jamie Bridges is good at 152.5. Erin Walterman's up now at 172.5 kilos. So Erin was her.
Colleen is down and up pretty quickly. Push hard through the sticking point, and three white lights. She's good. So Tristan Boone will be following at 172.5 kilos. So just putting on the small chips for the guys doing the loading.
So Erin Walterman's up now. She's your.
I'm sorry, and Anna Renner's going to be up on platform 2, and then followed by Tristan Boone.
Erin's your 2018 Open National Champion. She's got a best squat of 192.5. She's opening at 172.5. So let's see her smash dish and where she goes from here. She is a very strong lifter and last year's national champ. On platform 2, we got Amy Renner coming up at 170. We're almost ready to start Flight B on platform 2.
Platform 1 struggled and didn't quite get that lift.
That's tough for Erin. That puts her in a rough stead because she's got a lot of people that can push her. The only thing that might save Erin is that she has a much bigger bench than the other 3 women. But that's not the way you want to start out a championship. Wow. Not what I would expect from her. All right. So Erin failed at 172.5. Patricia Sutherland's up now at 175.
on platform 2. Tristan's stepping under the bar right now. She's been successful at 152.5 and 165. So this is a 7.5 kilo jump from her previous attempt.
Yeah, so it's going to come down to a battle between Patricia Sutherland, Erin Walterman, Ladrina Cherna, Sofia Veras, and Giovanni Ortega. Erin lifting that, or missing that opening attempt squat, really puts Patricia kind of in the lead here.
Two red lights for depth from the side referee, so
Wow.
she's unsuccessful at 172.5, and up next is Kelsey Johnson. That'll finish up the first flight of squats on platform 2, and we'll be starting with Billy Dennison on flight B at 135 kilos on platform 2.
So Patricia Sullivan's kind of in control here right now of this thing. She hits a second squat. She kind of squeezed Erin a little bit because she's a better bencher, and they're very similar in the deadlifts. But you got to watch out for everybody else. Ladrina Cherna is up 175 kilos, the same lift just made by Patricia Sutherland. Good lift for Ladrina Cherna. Now Kelsey Johnson is finishing up.
And she's good on her third attempt, so we'll be starting flight B on platform 2. 135 kilograms for Billy Dennison. Billy's out of Alaska, and also one of our national referees, been helping out at the state and local level and national level for a while, and coming along very well as both a lifter and a referee. And following Billy will be Megan Rosenwald at 147.5. And this is a short flight also with only 7 lifters, so it's going to be turning around pretty quickly. And
all right, so Sofia Veras is up at 182.5 kilos. She's got a best squat of 190, so it's right where she wants to be. 3 white lights. Giovanni Ortega is opening up at 190. Her best is 195. So these girls are locked in a dogfight. These 5 women here, Walterman, Sutherland, Cherna, Veras, and Ortega, are locked in a fight of their lives. Whoever comes out of this with the most squats, I mean number of squats, not the highest squat, is probably going to win this contest. Right now, Giovanni Ortega's up 190.
Billy Dennison is down and up on platform 2. 3 white lights to open up squats for flight B. We're going to 147.5 kilograms for Megan Rosenwald. Should be followed by Carrie Monty at 157.5.
Giovanni Ortega is good on our opening attempt, 3 times bodyweight squat. That used to be a big squat for a man. Now you got a woman opening at 3 times bodyweight.
Yeah, powerlifting's quite a humbling sport. You think you're pretty strong until you get into the gym or start checking your numbers against the top folks online, and you realize that most of us have a long way to go to be competitive.
All right,
And,
so up on.
Megan Rosenwald missed on depth from the side referees, so she'll be followed by Carrie Monty at 157.5 kilos. Megan looked fairly strong at that, so I think she should be able to get depth and come back on her second attempt. We'll see where she goes from here.
Then we come into the battle for the 72s with Quo Vang, Isabella Contreras, Alexandra Chavez, and Kelsey McCarthy. They're the big guns in here. They're the ones. 3 of those 4 are probably going to wind up on the medal stand.
It looks like based on Kelsey's openers, if she's successful on her openers, that's going to really set the bar pretty high for everybody else to play catch up. But it's where you finish, not where you start. So we'll see where the attempts take everybody.
No, and her goal, though, I mean, Kelsey's goal coming in here is she wants to go. She's opening at 255. Her world record right now is 265.5. So she'll obviously beat that.
And we had 3 reds on platform B, so looks like the lifters need to make sure they pay attention to the referees and hit the depth required. And as Elliot's probably mentioned a couple times, for squat depth, you got to have the top surface of the leg at the hip joint go below the top of the knee, and all 3 referees can judge depth. Usually the side ones are in the best position to do so. So when you get 3 reds, that means the head referee called it high also. So that's usually not a call that is questionable. That's usually a pretty good indicator the lifter needs to make some adjustments to satisfy the refs.
All right, so Kuvang's up now at 175 kilos. She is opening 5 kilos, 11 pounds more than her best squat in competition on platform 2. Up on platform 1, we have Shelby Matthews. So last attempt in flight A. I'm sorry. That is no good for Shelby Matthews. Loading the bar now for Jamie Bridges, 162.5 kilos. Isabella Contreras is up now.
Okay, no lift for Kovang also. So Isabella Contreras is up now at 190 kilos, and she'll be followed by Alexandra Chavez and then Kelsey McCarthy. And you know, expecting to see some real fireworks from Kelsey in all 3 lifts.
I mean, Kelsey's got a good shot to exceed the world record in the squat, the bench press, and the total today. So she does that, there's no way to touch her.
And that's sending a signal to everybody who should be competing against at Open Worlds that the bar has been raised.
Well, I think she kind of punched everybody in the face last year in Sweden. Nobody kind of knew that she had that in her. We knew it. Big Mike Z, her coach, knew it.
Had no lift on 2 also, so we've had just a string of missed openers on platform 2, and we hope those lifters can get themselves turned around and either satisfy the judges or get their gear dialed in and hit depth and come back up and stay in the contest here. Alexandra Chavez is up on 2 at 205, and again she'll be followed by Kelsey McCarthy at 255.
So Alexandra Chavez is up now on platform 2. She was the 2017 World Sub-Junior Champ, and she finished last year second to Kelsey McCarthy, which is not a bad thing considering Kelsey was world champ. All right, Alexandra's up now, opening at 5 kilos over her personal best in the squat. Erin Walterman now is retaking that 172.5. If she has any hope of winning this gold medal, Erin must make this squat.
And no look for Alexandra Chavez, 3 reds also on depth. So it looks like the depth calls are being quite significant here on platform 2, and that was 3 reds. So that means all 3 judges were not satisfied with the depth on that squat.
So let's watch now. It's Kelsey McCarthy opening at 255.
She's opening up with 562 pounds. Way over 3 times her body weight. This is just an opener. Kelsey McCarthy, coached by Mike Salowinski and Eric Cumberstein.
All right.
And she made that look easy.
Okay.
Wow. You see that, Adam?
Kelsey just smashed this here.
Okay, so now we're moving back to the beginning of the flight. Billy Dennison is taking 145. She was successful at 135. Then we'll be followed by Megan Rosenwald and Carrie Monty. We'll see how those lifters do on their second attempts.
All right. I mean, Kelsey just smashed that. The world record is going to be exceeded today by Kelsey McCarthy. There is no doubt about that. Ladrina Churn is up now at 125 kilos. So she's opening at 185 kilos. Her best is 190. Going to be followed by Sophie Veras and Giovanni Ortega. You're going to see a heck of a battle here in both the 63s and the 73s.
Okay, Billy
72s.
Dennis. Billy Dennison's out on platform 2. About 30 seconds left as she gets under the bar.
Oh, and Kelsey McCarthy has put it on the bar, 266 kilos, which will give us a new American record by half a kilo and exceed her own existing squat world record. 3 white lights for Billy Dennison.
She was down and up quite easily, so I hope that's a good trend for the rest of the squats in Flight B. Up now on platform 2 is Megan Rosenwald at 152.5. She put 5 kilograms on after missing her first attempt, so we'll see where that takes her.
There you go. Good job by Sophie. All right, Giovanni Ortega's up now, 202.5. This is already 7.5 kilos over her personal best.
That was a no lift for Megan. She had red lights on depth for both the side referees. Up with Carrie Monty on her second attempt at 157.5. She's repeating her opener at 157.5, and Kyle Vang is following at 180 kilos.
All right, Gio smashed that. I'm going to sit here and take a look at the replay now.
World champion, powerlifter, bench press champion, strongman, anything else. But the Highland Games.
Carrie's stepping under the bar and backing out. Want to see her make this one and reverse this trend that we're seeing on second attempts here.
All right,
Going
Sarah
down
Meyer.
slow. And she's up pretty easily. We'll see what the judges say. Carrie got 3 reds on that attempt on depth, so we're now going to 180 kilos for Kyle Vang, and should be followed by Isabella Contreras, and then again Alexandra Chavez and Kelsey McCarthy with the American record attempt at 266.
All right, Savannah Zaniga's up now. Going to retaking her second attempt of 150 kilos, 330 pounds that she missed before. Quo Vang is up now 180 kilos. She's gone up 5 kilos.
Okay, Kovang missed that one on depth also. Red lights for the 2 side referees. We're going to 190 for Isabel Contreras. Looks like we got several ladies that just need to work a little harder on satisfying the referees on the depth. And after Isabel Contreras is Alexandra Chavez, and then again Kelsey McCarthy with that huge squat. Isabella Contreras missed 190, and Alexandra Chavez is up now at 205. She'll be followed by Kelsey McCarthy at 266. Then we'll go back to the beginning of the flight.
Isabella definitely wants to make that junior team. If she doesn't clean this squad up, she's gonna have no chance of going to South Africa. I'm sorry, going to Canada.
And both Alexandra Chavez and Isabella, Kovang, they both were entered in the open in the second division. Kovang is in the women's M1, and Alexandra Chavez is T3 in open. So we got a good lift from Alexandra at 205, and now Kelsey McCarthy up with 266. And 586 pounds, so better than triple body weight.
All right, so right now Kelsey McCarthy has called for 266 kilos. It's a half kilo heavier than her existing world record.
Kelsey's out and setting up strong on platform 2. Down and up very easily. See what the referees call on this one. Nope, no lift. She got red lights from both side referees, and so now we're moving back to the beginning of the flight. Billy Dennison will be leading off at 152.5, and we have 4 ladies in a row that need to get a squat in to stay in this competition and finish with a total. Most of them will probably continue competing in the bench press and deadlift, just out of a matter of pride to see what numbers they can put up. But without getting a successful squat, they're not going to be eligible for any further, qualify for further competition after the national championship. So, this won't serve as a qualifying total for world competition for any of these ladies. So. And it's also a point of pride to make sure you stay in the contest. Okay, Billy Dennison's coming out at 152.5. She'll be followed by Megan Rosenwald at the same weight, 152.5. And then Carrie Monte's in the hole.
See what they said about Sophie's lift. 3 white lights for Sophie there. So that was a big thing by Sophie. She finishes at 192.5.
Oh, Billy Dennison, nice indeed. Very, very strong. Okay, 3 white lights for Billy Dennison. Okay, weight stays the same, going to 152.5 for Megan Rosenwald. So she needs this one to stay in the contest. And Gino, our inimitable announcer, is exhorting the crowd to get behind her to help these folks stay in the contest.
So Kelsey McCarthy's lift. When I saw it, I didn't want to say anything because I didn't want to criticize the referees. But I looked at it on replay on video, and it looked deep enough. I thought it was a good lift. The jury has overturned it. Any lift that is not either 3 white lights or 3 red lights can be changed by the jury. So they have decided that it was deep enough, that it met the standard. So it is a new American record, and exceeds her own existing world record. So she's obviously going to take another shot at that. Now she's going for 274. My goodness, and I think she's got it in her. So we're probably going to see, we've already seen her exceed the world record, the squat, probably in the bench also, and then in the total. She's just putting the world on notice that she has arrived.
Megan Rosenwald came back after 2 misses on squat, put that one in, satisfied the refs, and hit 152.5. So Carrie Monte's now trying to do the same thing at 157.5. So critical lifts for 4 ladies in a row. The first one's been successful, and we'll see what Carrie can do with this one. And Carrie needed the help of the spotters on that one, so she was been unsuccessful on all 3 squat attempts. We're going to 180 for Kao Bang, and she also needs a successful lift on squat here to stay in the fight.
So Kovang is up now, 180 kilos on platform 2, up on platform 1. We're going to start the benches. We have about a 10-minute break there, so we're going to keep it right here. Kelsey McCarthy has put in 274. If she hits this 274, folks, on her opening bench and opening deadlift, she will exceed the existing total record, world total record.
So some real fireworks, as Elliot has said. This
She
is
wants that
something to watch.
Yeah, she'll probably break that record anyway, Joe. But it'd be nice to exceed it basically on bench and deadlift open.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And as you said before, she's putting the rest of the world on notice that she's coming for big things at the World Championships.
Well, a few years ago when we were in Luxembourg, it was Big Mike Z. All he was talking about to anybody who would listen is that Kelsey McCarthy
is coming,
going to be
yeah.
the 72 kilo world champion, and it only took 2 more years, and she was the world champion. So he saw it. I actually saw Kelsey when really like her second meet. She finished lifting. She really wasn't a very good lifter. She'd been a soccer player. And so she just started powerlifting. But she was one of my spotters and loaders on my platform. And just watching her move, how fiercely she moved, how strong she was, how athletic she was, I knew she could be a good lifter. Am I going to say I knew that she was going to be able to control 3 of the 4 world records? No. But you knew that she was going to be a great athlete,
right.
A great lifter. So right now, Isabella Contreras is up now at 190 kilos.
And Isabella was unsuccessful on that 3rd squat. So now we're up to Alexandra Chavez, who was successful on her 2nd attempt and has gone from 205 on her 2nd to 215 on this one. So we'll see what those other ladies are going to do on bench press and deadlift for the remainder of the contest.
I mean, coming in, her best squat was 200. So she's already 5 kilos over.
Yeah, so she and seem to remember she moved the last one pretty well. So it may have been just getting adjusted to the gear, and sometimes you wrap your knees a little tighter, wear your suit a little tighter, and it's a little difficult to duplicate what you did in the gym. It's that's the reason it's a national championship. Many of us have done much better in the gym than we do in a contest. And, and sometimes it's disappointing, but you have everything going your way in the gym. You lift when you want, and when you're lifting in a championship, you lift after they say the bar's loaded. And unfortunately, Alexandra wasn't successful on that 215, so now we're going to Kelsey at 274, and and she knows what she needs to do to satisfy the referees, and so we'll watch this one and see where this big show goes for the rest of the contest.
This is an unofficial world record in the 72-kilo weight class. It also exceeds the world record in the 84-kilo weight class.
Wow.
So this is more than the 84-kilo open world record, more than the 72, a terrific record. And this is Kelsey McCarthy with 604.07 pounds. Ladies and gentlemen, get those cameras rolling. Unofficial world record 72-kilo weight class. It blows away the 84-kilo open world dead record. Come on. The bar is loaded. Give me a round of applause for Kelsey McCarthy.
And we got the fireworks and the American flags going off on the overhead displays over this, and that's quite appropriate for this effort. So USA Powerlifting, and one of our real stars, and one of the stars of this contest, and Kelsey's out there stepping under the bar right now.
Now, by interesting the way this works, Kelsey is lifting in the 72-kilo class. So Kelsey McCarthy, 274 kilos. This is a very unusual case show. You almost never see this. She is going to get credit now for the American record in the 72-kilo class and the 84-kilo class.
I know we roll the records up for, or roll the records, so if a Master 2 exceeds the Master 1 record, it goes down.
We roll them up for weight class too.
I did not know that we rolled them up for weight class, because
we'll see if we do.
Yeah.
We'll see if we do, but by...
Well, I know the IPF does not, because Jen Thompson at 130 in the 63-kilogram class on bench press, her world record exceeds the 72-kilogram class and the 84-kilogram class, and she's not listed as the 84-kilogram class winner. And I know she lifted a little above 63s once, so she has the 63-kilogram class record and the 72s, and both those lifts exceed the 84-kilogram class record.
So she's going to get credit for the one.
Yeah, but the record doesn't roll up by weight class.
So she's still going to get credit for. Yeah. She's still going to get credit for the 72 kilo, and she exceeded the 84s.
And I think you can make the case for doing that. If somebody's that good a lifter, just list the body weight that they actually made that lift at, and give them credit for it.
Well, the other thing is too is that there's a little bit of gamesmanship going on here, because there is some competitive animosity between Kelsey McCarthy and Natalie Hansen, who owns the 84 record. So the fact that she put it in to exceed that record was definitely a message there.
And if somebody's chasing records, and it doesn't seem to happen as much anymore as it did, but for a while early on in USA Powerlifting, some of the women's weight classes were very, very close together. And I think Judy Gedney, whose name was mentioned earlier, she held the American records in I think 3 or 4 weight classes all at the same time, because she was able to drop weight or gain a little bit of weight and move up and down, and while it affected how much she could lift, since she was such a great lifter, she was able to set and hold the records in multiple weight classes all at the same time.
Yeah, there's other people who've done that too, moved up and down.
Yeah.
I've never had the ability to move up and down weight class. I know you really haven't been a big person who could gain a lot of weight either. So, all right, so we're going to take about a five minute break, and then we'll be back for the bench press on both platform 1 and platform 2.
right, Joe Marksteiner here. We're starting lifting on Platform 1 at USA Powerlifting Nationals here in Lombard, Illinois. Just finished up the squats with some real fireworks. Kelsey McCarthy setting a 72 kilogram record. And got our opening bench going on Platform 1. We got a couple minutes left on Platform 2. We had a successful lift for Isabella on Platform 1. Okay, Caitlin Fuller's going to 57.5 on Platform 1. She'll be followed by Brooklyn Stroik at 70 kilograms. And we just had a good lift for Caitlin Fuller at 57.5 kilograms. Brooklyn Stroik is going to run at 70 kilograms. Elliot's taking a break. Okay, Brooklyn Stroik is up under the bar, getting handoff right now. And Brooklyn had a good lift. And we're going to, following her is Heather Berman at 70 kilograms. Amy Brantner will be at 82.5 as we work our way through bench ones on Platform 1. Platform 2 will be starting here shortly. Looks like we got our first lifter laying down underneath the bar, and that's Heather Berman on Platform 2. Platform 1 was good, and got Leslie Macco coming up on bench number 1, Platform 2 at 37.5 kilograms. Amy Brantner's up at 82.5 and Leslie Macco on Platform 1 at 37.5 kilos. And Amy locks it out. And we got 3 red lights on that. For a blue light, that means incomplete lockout or up and down movement during the press. So the blue lights on bench press can be, as I said, up or down movement during the press, or incomplete lockout at the start or begin or end of the bench press. Okay, Leslie is good on platform 2, and she'll be followed by Kim Wilson at 55 kilograms. Back on platform 1, Lauren lowers the bar to her chest, gets the up signal, pushes it to the sticking point, just got the rack signal, and the referees say 3 white lights. Good lift for Lauren.
Loaded, platform 1, Kim
Oh.
Wilson. Michaela Exner is opening up with 200.
Okay, Michaela Exner is up at 92.5 kilograms. And over on platform 2, we got Kim Wilson at 55 kilograms.
Loaded, platform 1. Loaded on platform 2, Tristan Boone.
Okay. Kim Wilson was successful at 55 on platform 2, going to 60 kilograms for Tristan Boone.
This is good for Michaela. Load the bar up
And-
to 10 pounds, Isabel Varner.
And over on platform 1, Michaela was successful at 92.5. And now we're back up to the beginning of the flight with Isabel Varga at 50 kilos. So a small flight, so this group goes pretty quickly. Only 7 lifters, and if the weights are pretty close together, the loading and for the next attempt goes pretty quickly. So some of these lifters aren't getting too much time to get their shirts adjusted and get wrapped up and ready for that next attempt. So these small flights make it a little tougher on the lifters.
Bars loaded, Anna Renner, 138.
And over on platform 2, and a Renner at 62.5 kilos is underneath the bar. And Isabel Varga was successful on her attempt.
Lift is good on platform 1.
And Anna Renner will be followed by Joni Mock on platform 2 at 70 kilos. Anna Renner was successful on her lift. And back on platform 1. Yeah. Caitlin Fuller's on platform 1 at 62.5 kilograms.
Bars loaded, platform 2. Give me the third light, Eric Corrier. Lift is good. 3 white lights on 1. Load the bar up.
Okay, Caitlin Fuller's attempt was good. We're going to 75 kilograms for Heather Berman on platform 1.
Joni Mock, no limit.
Platform.
Here comes Heather Berman on 165.3 pounds. Bars loaded on 2, Colleen Hensher, 176 pounds.
Okay, Heather Berman's successful at 75 kilograms on platform 1. And on platform 2, Joni Mock was unsuccessful at 70 kilograms. Colleen Hansford is up at 80 kilograms.
Hensher, 176. Lift is good on the 1.
Okay, lift is good for on platform 1.
70, lift is good on 2.
For Colleen Hansford, we're going to Kelsey Johnson on 82.5 kilograms and 96.5. Okay, platform 1 had a good attempt.
No lift on platform 1. Right. What was that, Ron? Up and down the bar, up and down the bar. Platform 1, up and down the bar. Large loaded arm pistol, coached by Shane Vickery, Chris Vickery. Lift is good on platform 1.
Okay. We're at 85 kilograms on platform 1. Rachel Killian finished up bench number 1. And platform 2, Elliot's just getting back from a break, and he'll be picking up some of the commentary on platform 2. We're a little bit behind here, playing catch up. And Michaela Exner's up on for bench number 2, finishing up second bench is on platform 2 at 97.5.
Bars loaded, Michaela Exner, 214.9 pounds, platform 1.
Platform 2, we're starting second benches with Leslie Macco at 42.5 kilograms. She'll be followed by Tristan Boone at 65. And waiting on Michaela Exner on platform 2. Michaela Exner gets 2 whites and a red from the chief referee. Chief saw some either a little bit up and down movement or not quite locked out, but a good lift for Michaela. So we're starting up at the beginning of the flight with Isabella Varga on platform 1. And platform 2, we're waiting on Leslie Macco. Looks like Leslie got 3 whites and was successful going to Tristan Boone at 65 kilograms. We got 3 whites for Isabel Varga, going to Caitlin Fuller at 65 kilograms. And on platform 2, Tristan Boone got 3 white lights, and going to Anna Renner at 67.5 kilograms. So good lifts on both platforms 1 and 2. And bars loaded for Caitlin Fuller on platform 1 at 65 kilograms. And on platform 2, bars loaded at 67.5 kilograms for Anna Renner. So you got both lifters getting under the bar. And we got a good lift for Caitlin Fuller, and bars going to 75 kilograms for Heather Berman on platform 1. Platform 2, Anna Renner was successful at 67.5 and going to 70 kilograms for Joni Mock. And Joni was unsuccessful on her first attempt at 70 kilograms, so we'll see how she does on this one.
Come on, Heather. 165.3. Let's go, Heather. Joni Mock on 2.
We're on third attempt on bench press on platform 1, so they're a little bit ahead, and they'll be taking their break for deadlift here, or moving into their next flight, excuse me. And Heather was successful. Amy Brandner's following her at 82.5. Amy needs to get this 82.5 to stay in the contest. She's been unsuccessful on her first 2 attempts. Kim Wilson's up at 80 kilograms on platform 2. I'm taking a close look at Amy on platform 1 to see how she does on this one. Amy Brandner drives that one out. And 3 wide, so she's in the contest.
What happened to her first 2 attempts, Joe?
I didn't see. I was busy jumping back and forth between the platforms and wasn't able to catch the video on both of those. But her third attempt looked really strong, so I'm thinking she had just had some technical issues and maybe did something like raising her rear end off the bench or something like that. That got her some red lights, but didn't have anything to do with the strength of her lifting.
192.
Okay, Brooklyn Stroik is up on bench number 3 on platform 1. She's been successful at 70 and 75.5. This is 87.5 kilograms or 192 pounds. Platform 2, Kelsey Johnson's just getting underneath the bar at 82.5. She was unsuccessful on her previous attempt. Kelsey was successful at 82.5 kilograms on her second bench. And rounding out second benches on platform 2 will be Colleen Hansford, Rachel Killian, and Donna Martz. Donna's got the heaviest bench in this of this group on platform 2. She's been a long time and very successful bench presser. Had a couple shoulder problems a little while back, but seems to have rebounded pretty well. 95 kilograms for Donna is going to be a good bench. Okay. And Lauren Pimentel just missed 92.5 on platform 1. We're finishing up with Michaela Exner at 102.5. Okay, we've got Michaela Exner getting down underneath the bar on platform 1. Rachel Killian on platform 2. And one red light on platform 1, but that's a good lift for Rachel Killian at 90 kilograms, going to 95 for Donna Bartz. That'll finish up second attempts that'll finish up second attempts for platform 2, and then we'll start the third attempts. And platform 1 has started their second flight with Savannah Zuniga at 47.5 kilograms. She'll be followed by Sarah Meyer at 52.5 kilograms. And obviously we'll be waiting for the fireworks at the end of the lifting on of this flight to see where these ladies finish up. Okay, we had a good lift by Donna Martz on platform 2, and we're starting back on platform 1, third attempts, Leslie Macco at 45 kilograms.
Loaded on 2, Leslie.
And
Loaded on 1, Sarah Meyer.
Sarah Meyer's up at 52.5 kilograms on platform 1, and Leslie Macco was successful on platform 2, or I think it's Leslie Macco's still in the bar on platform 2. See how she's doing on this one. Leslie Macco, 3 white lights on her third bench attempt on platform 2. We're going to Anna Renner. So we're finishing up third attempt benches on platform 2 for the first flight, and starting first attempt benches for on platform 1 for the second flight of lifters. So Sarah Meyer was successful at 52.5. Jamie Bridges is up at 80 kilograms on platform 1. And on platform 2, Anna Renner's at 72.5 kilograms.
So Joe, as Leslie goes 6 for 6?
Yes, Leslie 6 for 6. She's a
Got all 3 squats and all 3 benches, I think.
yeah, she was all 3. So she's 6 for 6 and doing very well. She traveled to Mongolia last year and lifted in the equipped Master Worlds in Mongolia and did quite well, and got to experience that part of the world, which is actually one of the benefits of being an international competitor. Is you get to represent your country, but you see some corners of the world that you might never get a chance to if you weren't a participant in this sport and competing on our national teams.
Well, right after Shelby Matthews, we have the 5, Latrina Cherna, Giovanni Ortega, Sophie Veras, Erin Walterman, and Patricia Sutherland. They're in the 5 positions, 1 through 5, obviously. And there's only 20 kilos separating those 5 total. So based on bench and deadlift openers.
Yeah, that's going to make it
awfully tight.
It's going to make it a lot of fun. And for you guys watching on Lifting Cast, you can go to the display board that shows the forecasted totals and the forecasted placing, and kind of see what the coaches are seeing as they're trying to figure out, the placing. And some of these things go right down to the very last deadlift, and folks are changing their third attempt deadlifts based on whether the lifter ahead of them was successful or not. So it's there's a lot of strategy that goes into this in a tight competition. When it's a runaway, not quite so much. And it's really fun watching a fantastic lifter blow everybody away. But it's also a lot of fun watching the tight contests when people are both trying to do their athletic best to achieve their best total, and the coaches trying to use a little bit of strategy to get the best place for their lifter on that given day, because this is about winning a place and smart choices both for lifts and attempt changes and everything else. It can make a difference in a placing and a difference on making a world team or not.
But as much as I like seeing it this tight, I also like seeing a Blaine Sumner take a shot at 1,000 kilos subtotal.
Yeah, it's phenomenal seeing the best lifters performing at their highest level. But this is a competition, and lots of folks are in this for the competition. Powerlifting is probably one of those sports where you can look at the numbers and know whether you got a chance of winning on any given day. But you look at the folks around you, and maybe just like finishing the marathon, you might not be the first guy to cross the finish line, but maybe you can out sprint that last guy in the last 100 yards and finish ahead of him. And that's what it comes down to sometimes on that third attempt deadlift is making that final pull.
All right, so Giovanni Ortega's up now at 102 and a half.
Okay, Kim was unsuccessful at 85 kilograms, and so now we're going to 87.5 kilograms for Colleen Hansford. And we'll be finished up. Got 4 more benches here on platform 2 before we start into the next round, or flight B of this round. We'll see how these ladies do. Some didn't have their best outing on squats, so I'd like to see these ladies have a great rebound on bench press.
No doubt. Look, you like to see people do well in these, Joe.
Yes. Oh,
you don't ever cheer for anybody to do poorly.
Yeah. And that's one of the great things about the sport for all of us who've been lifting for a while. This is one of the most supportive sports. Even your head-to-head competition, the folks who you're going head-to-head, they want to see you do their best. Do your best, and we'll see where it finishes at the end of the day. And so we got a good lift for Colleen Hansford at 87.5. She'll be followed by Kelsey Johnson at 92.5, and Rachel Killian will be taking that same weight, and Donna Martz will be finishing up at 100 kilos.
All right. So Sophie beat the press command. That hurts her a little bit there.
Kelsey Johnson going on 2. Erin Walterman, bars loaded on 1. It goes to Walterman. 253.5 pounds for Erin.
All right, so Erin Walterman's up now at 115 kilos. After opener, she stands in 3rd place right now. That can change because you got to hit your openers, right, Joe?
Yes. And hitting openers is it lets you breathe a little bit. Once you get that first squat in, now you're officially in the contest. Once you get a bench press in, again, you've passed one of those very, very important humps, and now you can see where you can go against the rest of your competition. But certainly getting first attempts in is very, very important to having a successful meet. I know, some of the coaches at USA Powerlifting really emphasize going 9 for 9. Sometimes that's not always possible, but you can't go 9 for 9 unless you get at least your openers in, and getting openers in is quite important to finishing up the contest successfully.
My idea is win.
Yes.
Go 9 for 9 and come in 3rd.
Yeah.
You can go 7 for 9 and win.
Yep.
I'll take 7.
Yep.
Now, people have different hierarchies,
Yep.
Joe.
Yep.
Some people would rather just hit PBs and go 27 whites, and there's other people that, they want to make 5 lifts and win the championship. So, and there are lifters who were successful with both ends of the scale. So.
Oh, absolutely. And there's always some of that strategy too of
right.
Where are you going to finish? Because that's what determines your placing. But certainly building a little bit of momentum along the way, being successful on your attempts is it helps along a lot of lifters. And I think more experienced lifters, you know your capabilities and you know your strategies better. For a brand new person, first contest, success builds success. So getting the first squat in helps you get the second squat in, helps you get the third squat in. And certainly if you get the first two, you can always go for broke on a third attempt and go for those personal bests and the records or to knock off your competition.
Donna Barnes, 100 kilo, 3 wide legs for Donna Barnes out of Wyoming. Here goes Savannah Zuniga.
Donna was successful at 100 kilograms, and so now we're starting bench, first bench for flight B on platform 2. And Carrie Monte's here starting at 55 kilograms. She'll be followed by Isabel Contreras at 67.5. And we only have 6 lifters in this group, so it's going to be 7 lifters. It's going to move very, very quickly.
I think these 2-second flights, we have 7 and 9 or something.
Yes.
We don't have a lot of lifters in here.
And if you got a couple lifters who are taking weights that are fairly close to each other, just loading the chips doesn't take very long. And so those bar load changes occur very quickly, and somebody's calling the bar loaded before you even got your wrist wraps off from your previous attempt.
Team type Sarah Meyer, car round 2.
So it'll be interesting to see how Kelsey McCarthy goes. She's opening at 165. The existing world record right now is 186, which I'm sure she's taking a look at. So we'll see what happens. But in equipped lifting, the 165 could look tough. You put 12.5 kilos on, and it flies.
And sometimes, that extra weight helps them.
Especially with Kelsey, who is such a technician with the gear, with her bench shirt.
Yeah, and bench shirts, if you struggle too much to make the weight touch, then it's very difficult to press. Add a little extra weight, make it touching easier. Sometimes, even though the weight's heavier, makes the second half of the lift appear much, much easier. And certainly, having enough weight to stay in the right groove of that shirt is one of the arts of equipped bench pressing. The small flight, didn't seem to affect Kelsey at all on squat, and we'll see how it plays out over bench press and deadlift, because sometimes it takes a couple hours to get through all 9 of your lifts, and we might get done in about half of that time.
It's going to be very quick. But I don't know how other people train, but like yesterday, I ran a test day, an easy test day yesterday. Just did openers, squat, bench, and deadlift on an SBD day, and I did all 3 lifts, including warm-ups and everything, within probably an hour and 15.
Right.
So now all I hit was openers, but to still try to keep that in training anyway, because you don't know what's going to happen when you get to a meet.
Yeah.
You could wind up with 6 guys in your flight. There's no compensatory time.
Right, which is exactly what's happened here. We've got seven folks in these flights, and it's going pretty quick. So
no
Isabel
extra time.
Contreras was unsuccessful at 67.5 on her first bench, so she's having a rough contest so far. And it looks like, as I followed the scoreboard, it looks like she has zeroed out her remaining attempts on bench press, and so that's going to take this flight from 7 lifters down to 6, which is the minimum that you have without compensatory time.
That's a kind of thing where, as a sportsman, at least in the bench press here, probably should have continued to put in attempts and just let him time out with such a short group. But, she's already put in the zeros. She's put in the zeros for the deadlift, when she's pulled out.
Yeah. And it's certainly possible that, and maybe in addition to not having such a great a day, that she might be injured or ill. And,
I'm making that assumption.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah.
I don't ever want to assume that somebody's pulling out because of ego or that not feeling that there's something else going on there. Something might have happened in the bench. In the squat.
Yeah.
But it's just what you normally see happen at the elite level is someone at least through that discipline try to leave attempts in just to leave that extra minute in for everybody. Going back to what you were talking about the speed of this. So.
And we got Billy Dennison, who's successful at 77.5. Megan Rosenwald is up at 80 kilograms.
All right.
And it looks like Regina Churn on platform 1 was successful. She did 3 white lights. And
so Sophie Veras is up now. She missed 105. I mean, she's in a running for a medal here. All right.
Yep.
She's got to make this attempt here. Got to come back and make it. She should be able to make it pretty easily.
Megan Rosenwald was successful at 80 kilograms on platform 2, going up to 120 kilograms for Kyle Vang's opening bench and that's pretty good. That's a very good bench for a 70 kilogram lady. And it's a very good bench, period. And she's both an open and an M1 competitor. And as I said, that's a nice bench for anybody of that body weight, and especially for an M1 lifter. So, and we hope she can be successful on bench. She had a rough start on squat, but got her third one in, staying in the contest. And we'll see how she does here.
So Giovanni Ortega's up on platform 1, 107.5 kilos.
Kyle Vang, Mr. Opener on a bench press at 120 kilos. Alexander Chavez now up at 125 kilos. And again, as Ellie and I were discussing, we'll be seeing Kelsey McCarthy opening up at 165 kilos on bench press after Alexander Chavez is done.
Right. I mean, so right now you have all 5. You have Cherna, Veras, Ortega, Walterman, and Sutherland still all locked in the fight for 1 through 5. It's a good place to be for the fans right now. But Ortega's problem, there she goes. She went 112.5. Veras is going 112.5. Aaron Walterman's up. This is an important one for Aaron here.
And Alexander Chavez was successful at 125. It'll take a little bit to load the bar from 125 to 165. Got to add a couple more plates there. From 125, you got 2 reds, and so to go to 165, you got to add a blue on each side on top of that. So that's a pretty good jump in weight. And we'll see how Kelsey does. Based on how she's done before, we look to see this weight blown away.
Chelsea has 364-pound bench. A 364-pound opening bench. Coached by Big Mike Solowinski.
I want to see how this goes because I'm sure she wants that 186.5.
Absolutely.
And again, like you were saying, it sets the tone for Worlds in Dubai. And for her, Kelsey, it doesn't matter that she's running a one-horse race right now because she is just so self-motivated as an athlete. There's no difference to her if she's locked in Mortal Kombat or if she's by herself. She trains when she's in the gym. She trains just like this. It's exactly the same for her.
Well, that was a miss for Kelsey. And now we're starting back up with Billy Dennison at 85 kilos.
Oh my gosh.
What'd you see on that one, Elliot?
I don't know. I couldn't tell what the charts were, what they were. Probably was blue cards. I couldn't really see it.
And Billy Dennison is up at 85 kilograms. Again, takes a little bit to offload the 165 that Kelsey did. Get back down to the 85 kilograms for Billy.
Yeah, Kelsey's retaking that 165. So that probably puts that shot at exceeding the world record out of reach.
Doesn't make it out of reach. She's staying in the contest.
Oh yeah.
If she stays in the contest, sometimes you miss on a technicality or come back and you make the lift and so
she'll be fine.
It's still possible for her to jump to her planned third attempt after making 160.
Oh yeah, I mean, look, all she needs is the 1 to be able to win the gold medal.
Okay, so it looks like that attempt was overturned on the scoreboard, and
that's what I thought looked like what was happening.
Not privy to what the jury said or didn't say, but that 165. went from a red on our scoreboard to a green, and now she just put in her second attempt, and that's a 178.5. So she's going all out for the
American record.
after making that attempt.
Yep.
So strength doesn't seem to be a question for her, and whatever it was that the judges saw, the jury,
she's gonna break.
Overturn that, and that the jury to overturn something has to see something significant, because we don't advocate the jury step in on every single lift to make changes. The referees out there, we trust them to make the right calls.
Yeah, she's gonna break her own American record at 178.
Yeah. All right, then so record-setting day for Kelsey right now on both squat and anticipating it on bench press.
Bars loaded, platform 2, Kari Monty. Here goes Jamie.
Okay, we got 90 kilograms in both platforms 1 and 2. Kari Monty on platform 2 at 90 kilograms. Okay.
And the lift is good. 3 wide legs.
And we're good for Kari Monty at 90 kilograms.
And that looks good over on 2 for Kari. 3 wide legs.
So we got 3 wide lights for our lifters on platforms 1 and 2. 90 kilos for Shelby Matthews on platform 1, and going to 120 kilos for Kyle Vang on platform 2. Kyle missed 120 kilos on her first attempt and is repeating here, and certainly hope that she can get this one in. Shelby Matthews over on platform 1 was successful at 80 and 85, and this is 90 kilos.
Koo Bang, 120 kilos for Koo.
Okay, Kuvang is good at 120 kilos on platform 2.
Lift is good on platform
Okay.
1.
Shelby Matthews was successful at 90 kilograms on platform 1. Waiting on Kuvang on platform 2 at 120 kilos.
Loaded on 1.
And that was a no lift for Kuvang at 120 kilos on platform 1.
No lift on platform
And we'll take that platform 2.
2.
All right, so what happened with Kelsey's lift is that, like, when I watched it on replay, it looked good to me. Because what she does is she pumps and then settles her shoulders. So the referees had called blue card for bar going
Up and
down.
down movement.
Up and down, and all 3 of the referees on the jury said they did not see it.
Okay.
And neither did I on replay, so.
All right. And thanks for checking on that. That's good to know, and good to know what the jury understanding of the lift was.
And it looked better for a referee to make that call and then let the jury correct it if it's a mistake.
Yeah.
Make the call.
Yeah, and the referees on the platform, you got to call what you see, and the jury has the ability to, to sit back and look at the big picture in the context of the contest as a whole, whereas the platform referees, they're judging each lift as it comes
And
up.
you just flip
and you don't have much time to, you make your call. You don't have much time to reflect upon it, whereas the guys on the jury, that's exactly what their purpose is to take a look at those and make sure we make the best calls, throughout the contest and make sure it's fair for all lifters.
Right. So Gio's now in first place.
And we're already up with Kelsey McCarthy on 178.5 on platform 2. So just right after we get some information on the jury decision, we're going to see Kelsey make that attempt at 178.5.
And the thing with this, Joe, is all of these women deadlift about the same. They're in the same realm.
Right.
So kind of whoever's going into deadlift and makes the most attempts is going to win this meet.
My apologies, Joe. Well, she works out with you, doesn't she?
And we got a good lift for Kelsey McCarthy, 2-1 on at 178.5. So record-setting bench day in addition to a record-setting squat day, and there's more to come. So now we're moving back up to the beginning of the flight. 87.5 kilograms for Megan Rosenwald. She'll be followed by Billy Dennison at 95 kilos, and work our way through the rest of the flight at 97.5 for Kerry Monty, and Kyle Van is repeating at 120.
Yeah, I wonder if they're going to put on the 186.5 just to exceed that existing world record. I mean, if you're going to make a statement, right?
Yep. So the short flight sometimes makes that a little more difficult. You know, if you're going to do any adjusting, tweaking on the shirt, or even in some bench-only contests, there's the benchers that have the shirt for the opening, the second attempt, and even the third attempt. So a short flight sometimes adjust your strategy a little bit for how you're lifting, especially if you're in a geared contest.
All right, so they're going 183. They're not going 186.5, which is probably a good choice.
But still a record attempt.
Still an American record. It'll extend their own American record.
And still put her in range for for an outstanding overall day on.
Well, she wants that total.
Yep.
She wants. She really wants to take out that total world record on her. I think on her, at least on her second attempt deadlift, and not her first. So that 183 puts her in a little bit of comfort, even if she misses that first attempt deadlift. She's got second and third attempt to break that record.
Platform 1, we're on our last bench press for Patricia Sutherland at 132.5, so we'll be finishing up and actually be able to concentrate our attention during that 10-minute break that Platform 1's getting. We'll see all of Platform 2's bench attempts and be able to concentrate on those. So
I'll tell you what, though, it was, that bench press session right now for the 63 kilos looked like Yahtzee. You just put them all in the cup and just threw them down, and everything kind of changed. Every attempt, people were moving around.
Right.
As far as placing, so it's going to come down to coaching right now, because all 5 women are about in the same place for deadlift.
Yep. Kerry Monty at 97.5 kilograms. She's been successful on her first 2 bench presses. Then she'll be followed by Ko Vang at 120 kilos. And then Alexander Chavez, and then finally Kelsey McCarthy at 183 to finish out bench presses for
So
our first day at Powerlifting Nationals here in Lombard, Illinois.
This right now, so with Kelsey coming in at the 183, her 205 opener she's got in now on the deadlift will exceed the world record in total. So that's probably what they're thinking was.
Right.
They wanted to be able to do that on their first deadlift attempt.
Well, it's definitely making a statement.
Because, I mean, she's probably got I think Kelsey's probably got about 230 in her today, judging by how she's looked.
Right.
But you don't want to extend that if you don't have to. So come in, hit the 183, and then exceed the world record, set a new American record on your opening attempt deadlift.
Right.
It's not a bad way to make a statement.
Okay, Ko Vang is up here for her third attempt bench press. She's had a rough go of it so far, missing 120 twice on bench press, and so this is her third attempt on this. And as we know from powerlifting, that if you unfortunately open too high, you just can't go down. And so your choice is to just keep fighting away at that opening attempt and see if you can finally make it.
Right. All right, Quovang, up 120 kilos in the bar. Oh.
And she was able to press it out, but definitely looked like
Yeah.
some up and down on the way up, and it's just not going to get the lift past. And so now we're up with Alexandra Chavez at 140 kilos, and again she'll be followed by Kelsey at 183. So this is an American record attempt for a T3 lifter. So we're seeing some records in the age groups as well as the open divisions.
Come on, Alexander's ready to take your best shot.
Alexandra Chavez got the handoff, got the start command, lowering the bar to the chest, press command, and looks like the spotter loader tried to catch that as it fell off the bubble. And spotter loaders did a great job, keeping our lifters safe. They do a great job both, safety-wise and also keeping these meets moving at a fast pace. Getting this bar loaded is
All right, load the bar up. We got chips on the bar. Jack, did they come over and get the chips? They did, Greg? All right, we got chips on the bar. That means it's another American record. Bar is loaded. 403-pound bench.
183 kilos is loaded for Kelsey at 403 pounds. And this will be an American record, so record-setting performances on squat and now in bench press. Exceeded that record on her second attempt. And as Elliot said, looks like the strategy is to take a big enough attempt here that on opening attempt deadlift, she'll have a unofficial world record on total.
I mean, even if she doesn't make this attempt, Joe, she's still safe hitting it on her second attempt. But she wants to do this. It's within 3 kilos of the world record in the bench.
And it looks like Kelsey missed that one by a little bit, but we're going to watch the replay here and get a little bit closer view of it. And as we said, the referees out on the platform don't have the advantage of being able to do this. And sit back here in the announcer booth, we do have a chance. Looked like a good solid touch, and the bar started up pretty well, and then looks like just towards the end of the lift, just fell a little bit towards the rack, but awfully close to lockout. So that attempt was not too much of a stretch. The possibility of being successful on that was very, very high.
Still a historic day so far.
Oh, absolutely.
She hits her opening attempt deadlift. It's one of the greatest days by a female powerlifter in American history.
Yep. And we probably got about a 5-minute break before Platform 1 starts their deadlifts. Oh, they're almost ready to start their deadlifts.
So I think what we're going to probably do is wind up, it looks like the intention is to start both platforms at one time, Joe?
I'm thinking that might be the case, because they haven't started running the clock on either of the platforms yet.
Yeah,
and,
so they're just
Platform 1 has been done with deadlift for a little while. I was intent on watching Platform 2, so I thought they might have started the clock on Platform 1 already. But it looks like we're going to start both at the same time, and they're small flights. And depending on how close the attempts are and how fast people are spotting and loading, there's a good chance platforms might be finishing up at pretty close to the same time.
Oh, yeah. I think they do that. So let's take a break for a couple of minutes, and we'll be back in about 7 minutes.
got bar loaded for 140 kilos for Heather Berman on platform 1. Leslie Macca was good at 95 kilos on platform 2. Now we're going to 105 kilos for Joni Mock on platform 2. Finishing up our deadlifts here in Lombard, Illinois at the USA Open Nationals. So for the 72 kilogram women, they're on. You've got Leslie Macco at 63 kilograms, 72 kilogram women making up the remainder of her flight, or most of the remainder of her flight. And Joni Mock was good at 105, and going to 137.5 for Rachel Killian. Platform 1, Lauren Pimentel is at 155 kilograms. That was a good lift. Michaela Exner will be finishing up the flight at 162.5. Lauren Pimentel, as I said, at 155 kilograms. Clock's running. Rachel Killian's lifting at 137.5 on platform 2. Started both the platforms at pretty close to the same time, so hoping to finish it close to the same time for the end of the meet, give out all the awards at the same time. Good lift for Rachel Killian. Anna Renner is now up at 140 kilos on platform 2. We got good lifts on both platform 1 and platform 2. Going to 142.5 from Kristen Boone on platform 2. And 112.5 for Isabel Varga, for Brooklyn Stroik. She's starting deadlift 2 on platform 1. Tristan Boone was good at 142.5. Now Donna Mart's up at 150 kilos. Platform 2. She'll be followed by Colleen Hansford at 152.5. Kelly Johnson and then Kim Wilson. That round out the opening deadlifts on platform 2 here. The 72 and 63 kilogram ladies. Isabel Varga was good on platform 1. And waiting to see what Colleen Hansford can do with 152.5. Isabel Varga's coming out on platform 1. And Colleen Hansford will be coming out here on platform 2. Looks like Isabel Varga was success on platform 1. Platform 2, where Donna Martz is good on platform 2. Colleen Hansford at 152.5 was successful at 152.5. Kelsey Johnson will be lifting at 157.5. And Caitlin Fuller is lifting on deadlift 2 on platform 1 at 127.5 kilograms. Caitlin Fuller pulls it up strong. 3 white lights for her on platform 1, going to 152.5 for Heather Berman. And Jesse Johnson was good on platform 2. Kit Wilson will be the lifter on platform 2 at 160 kilograms. And on platform 1, Heather Berman's pulling and fighting through. And long pull, but it looks like she finally got to lock out. Great effort. And rewarded by 3 white lights from the referees for a really, really dedicated, hard-fought pull for their on platform 1. Platform 2, we're starting over with Leslie Mackle on 100 kilos. She'll be followed by Joni Mock. These small flights are going to go very, very quickly. Brantner's the lifter on platform 1. Good lifter, 152.5, going to 167.5 for Lauren Pimentel. And she'll be followed by Michaela Exner at 172.5 there on platform 1. Platform 2, looks like we got something a little bit out of order on our lifting cast stream right now on the scoring for platform 2. Looks like that it just corrected itself. Leslie Macca was good at 100 kilograms on her opening deadlift, or on her second attempt deadlift. Joni Mock's up at 120 platform 2. Platform 1, Lauren Pimentel missed 167.5, and Michaela Exner's following her at 172.5. Joni Mock is our lifter on platform 2 at 120 kilos. She'll be followed by Rachel Killian at 147.5. And Lauren Pimentel missed her 167.5 for deadlift 2. We're starting deadlift. Brooklyn Stroik will be our deadlifter at 117.5 on platform 1. On those third attempt deadlifts, the bar needs to be cleaned between each attempt to give the lifters the best chance for holding on to that bar. So you'll see, if you're watching the live stream, that they'll be out with the towel and the brush, making sure that the bar is clean to give everybody the best grip that they can have for that final pull of the contest. Brooklyn Stroik is starting to pull on her final deadlift of the contest. Locks it out at the top. Got the down command and 3 white lights from the referee. So a 7 for 9 day for Brooklyn and a 310 kilogram total. Right now that puts her in second place in the T1 63 kilogram class. Okay, on platform 2, Anna Renner's going at 152.5. She'll be followed by Colleen Hansford at 155. Okay. Okay, Colleen Hansford's up on platform 2 at 155 kilos for her second attempt. Platform 1, Isabel Varga missed 125 kilos on her third. So that has her in third place for the women's T2. Coming up is Caitlin Fuller at 137.5. She's in first place in the T1, and this will keep her in first place in the T1. She'll be followed by Heather Berman at 155, who's lifting in both the M1 and the open categories. Colleen Hansford was successful at 155, going to 157.5 for Tristan Boone. And while we're in the second attempt, a bunch of these totals are going to be very, very close, and so lifters will be fighting it out on their third attempt deadlifts as they are on platform 1. Caitlin Fuller missed 137.5, but she's still in first place in the equipped T1 division. Heather Berman's lifted at 155. She's both in the M1 and in the open division. Right now, she's leading the women's M1 and in 8th place, or forecast for 8th place in the women's open division. And Heather Berman wasn't able to finish that pull at 155, so we're going to 160 for Amy Brantner. She's currently in second place. This pull should move her into first place in the women's M1 division. And that will move her ahead of Heather Berman, who just lifted. So this lift is for first place in the M1 division. First and second are duking it out, and this is for a win on body weight. Both ladies will total 370 if Amy Brantner is successful on this lift, and she'll win on body weight. And this is a pretty good jump, 7.5 kilos from her previous attempt. And Amy Brantner was successful at 160 kilos. She finishes with a 370 kilo total, like Heather Berman did, but she is a winner based on body weight in the M1 63 kilogram class. Lauren Pimentel is repeating 167.5. She's in the T2 division, currently in second place, and this lift will keep her in second place. And in the women's open division, she's currently in 6th place. Over on platform 1, Kelsey Johnson missed 165, and Kim Wilson will be our final lifter at 175 on our third attempt, on our second attempt, and we'll be starting with Leslie Macco at 105 kilograms for third attempts. Okay, Michaela Exner's here at platform 1. Michaela Exner at 175, and she's our last lifter in the first flight on platform 1. All the lifters in flight B on platform 1 are in the open division, and Savannah Zuniga is also T1 lifter, so and Savannah Exner was good at, Michaela Exner was good at 175 kilos, so now we're starting opening deadlifts, and Savannah Zuniga will be starting at 120 kilos for deadlift 1 on platform 1. On platform 2, we're starting third attempt deadlifts. These are the ladies that are in the 63 kilogram class. And we've got some, these are the lifters who are not, the lifters in this flight are, for the most part, not the open lifters. So the age division placings will be decided by these third attempt deadlifts on platform 2. Leslie Macco just finished. She's in the women's M4. I think she was uncontested in this division, but she's got a 9 for 9 day, an outstanding lifting day, and is first place our Masters 4 female lifter in the 63 kilogram class. Up now is Joni Mock at 130 kilograms. She's in the M2 72 kilogram class, and this lift will keep her in 4th place in that.
Lift is good, not 3. The lift is good.
Okay, Rachel Killian is up at 150 kilograms. Joni was successful 130. That kept her in 4th place in the women's M2 division.
The bar's flooded. I love this another truck in the air in the morning. Smells like powerlifting. Come on, let's go.
On platform 1, Savannah Zanig is walking out for her opening attempt at 120 kilograms. She's 63 kilogram class, open and T1. And that was a good lift for Savannah. We're going to 135 kilograms for Shelby Matthews. And all of these ladies in B flight on platform 1 are in the 63 kilogram open class. And Savannah Zuniga is also in the T1 division. So, you know, her attempt to be being compared to Brooklyn Stroik, who finished in the T1 division in the previous flight.
So, Joe, we're moving into flight B on platform 1.
That's
Positions
correct.
1 through 5, places 1 through 5 are still only separated by 25 kilos total.
Right. So all of these are going to be very tightly contested. You can see the last 2 lifters are both at the last 2 lifters to deadlift, at least on openers, are both at 475. So depending on the order that they lift, or, you know, for their final attempts and what their body weights are, you know, they're definitely in contention for 1st place, but it's very likely we'll see a shooting match for 2nd and 3rd.
Yeah, if Gio Ortega makes 2, she's cruising to the win. Everybody else, 2nd and 3rd, 4th, and 5th are all, you have no idea how it's going to finish out.
Right.
Anybody misses a lift, it may take them off the platform, it may take them off the medal stand.
Yeah. And on platform 2, all the ladies compete in the 2nd flighter. In the well, we've got 1 T3 lifter in there, but she didn't get any opening lifts in it, and she actually won't be lifting in that flight. So all the ladies lifting in the 2nd flight on platform 2 are in the open division for 72 kilogram class. We got, as I said, 1 T3 lifter who's competing in 2 divisions. And we've got Kyle Vang competing in 2 divisions, but Kyle was unable to get a successful bench press in, so she won't have won't be making any difference to the final placings. So it's still going to be pretty interesting, and with only 6 lifters in that flight, it's going to move very, very quickly. Platform 1 is 165 kilograms for Ludrina Churn, and she's working on a 6 for 6 day so far. With this, she'll be this will put her, you know, this will solidify a total for her in the 63 kilogram class for Ludrina. Ludrina's lift was good. We're going to 170 kilograms for Giovanna Ortega. On platform 2, Tristan Boone is lifted at 167.5. She's currently 1st place in the T2 and is likely to stay in 1st place in the T2. There's nobody lifting after her in that division, and nobody in the 2nd flight lifting in that division. So she's 1st place and will stay there in the women's T2 division. She'll be followed by Donna Martz at 170 kilograms. Donna is the 1st place M2 and is working on an 8 for 9 day. Okay, and Donna Martins is up. She's gone 8 for 8 so far with a successful 170. She'll be 9 for 9 with a 420 kilogram total, and a win in the women's M2 division. And she'll be followed by Kim Wilson in the women's M2 63 kilogram division. And Kim is also in first place, and making this lift will just keep her in first place. Making or missing, it won't change her placing. So we're looking for a good finish from Kim Wilson. She's working 6 for 8 right now. And Donna was successful at 170. That gives her a 9 for 9 day. Kim Wilson is up at 183.5 kilograms. This will finish up the first flight on platform 2. And so we'll move into the last flight of lifters, including Kelsey McCarthy on platform 2. And there are only 6 lifters in that flight, so we should be done in about 15 minutes. Got a good lift on platform 1 for Sophia Vieras at 170 kilos, going for Patricia Sutherland at 175, and then we'll be starting deadlift 2, and we've got 1, 2, and we've got 9 lifters on, or about 18, 19 remaining deadlifts on platform 1, and about 18 or deadlifts on platform 2. So these platforms are very likely to be finishing just about the same time. Though it does slow it down, looks like they're cleaning the bar on platform 2. A little bit of blood on the bar or bodily fluids, and that means you got to clean the bar and wait for things to dry, and that can slow down the process. But it also gives these lifters a little bit more rest time, which might be nice when the flights are this small and there's very limited rest. And actually not too much time for strategy when things are rolling so quickly.
Boy, and I'll tell you this battle going on right now. I'm watching what numbers they're putting in back and forth. Erin Walterman has 180 in for her second attempt after making 170. Sophia Veras made 170, put in 182 and a half. If Sophie makes it and Erin misses, that causes a huge issue right there.
Right. It's going to be very interesting. If you just look at the end of this, the last 4 lifters are all within shooting distance of each other. One missed attempt, and it shakes up the final placings by a significant amount.
Yep.
And platform 2, we've kicked off the deadlift. Kerry Monty was successful at 132.5. Billy Dennison at 135. Billy's so far been having a pretty good day. She went 5 for 6 in squat and bench press, and just got a successful deadlift in. So currently she's in
third place.
Looking like third place in the women's 72 kilogram class. Megan Rosenwald is up at 155. She just got 1 bench and 1 squat in. Want to see how she does on deadlift. And successful on 155 on deadlift, so she will finish the contest with the total. Alexandra Chavez has got 175 for her opening attempt on deadlift. She's competing in the T3 and the women's open divisions. A successful lift here will put her in first place in the T3s, and since there are no other T3s competing in this flight, that should keep her in the T3 first place, and so she'll walk away from the women's nationals here with the win in the T3s and in contention for a medal right now in the women's open division in the 72 kilogram class. And so a good lift for Alexandra Chavez cements a T3 win for her in the 72 kilogram T3 class, and she could be fighting it out for a medal in the open division.
All right, so Ladrina Turner's going to be up on platform 1, pulling 172.5. She's solidly in 5th place.
Kuvang was successful at 177.5 on her opening deadlift. And now Kelsey McCarthy is up at 210. So she bumped her opener up. And I think that goes back to what I've been talking about before, that she wants to set an unofficial world record.
Right.
And setting that on her opening deadlift, which I think was her goal. And if she'd made her 183 at her last bench press, she probably would have left her opening deadlift at 205.
Yeah, the plan here is they went to 210 because they missed that 3rd bench. 205 would have given them, exceeded the world record, her own world record, by the way. So.
And that was 3 whites, so
210.
So Kelsey's back on track, it looks like, for whatever her game plan was for 9 lifts.
Yeah, and so her second attempt she's going to put in, the attempt she's going to put in for her second will exceed the world record for the next higher weight class, 84 kilo.
And so we're starting over again with Carrie Monty at 142.5, and Kelsey's got about 4 or 5 minutes to rest for pulling that second attempt.
Right.
And we'll see what she puts in. We haven't seen.
Well, she got to 210 in now.
Yet.
They may pass that and just pull it on the 3rd.
Right.
We'll see what happens. I mean, that 210 looks so easy.
Yeah.
She pulled, I forget what she pulled at Worlds last year.
And her strategy certainly is based on getting some final number. It looks like she put in 220. That's
right.
A 485 deadlift. And a 10 kilogram jump is a very moderate jump for her,
yes.
for an experienced lifter on deadlift. And based on how easy the first one was, we'll see where the strategy goes. But certainly, her strategy now is putting up the best final total that she probably can do. And because there's nobody that can catch her in this contest, and so now it's competing against yourself, which is what a lot of us started lifting to do anyways.
Yeah, so she hit 225 at Worlds. Is what I thought. I wanted to check before I said anything. So this 220, that's what I'm saying. She may want to take a break because this is close to her.
Right.
Close to her max, and this is what she's come for. She's already got the American record in the total. She's got the American record in the squat, exceeded the world record.
Right.
American record in the bench, did not exceed the world record, got her own record. She has American record in total and exceeded her own world record. Now this will exceed the world record in the 84 kilo class.
Right.
Maybe pass. I don't know. Because she doesn't need any more than that.
Oh yeah, and we can wait and see what she does. It might just, depend on how rested she feels. And I think your thought of passing on the second and then pulling a third, gives you that extra rest time that in a larger flight you would normally expect to have. And you don't know about that, how the flights are going to break out sometimes until you actually show up on competition day.
Well, the other possibility here too, Joe, is they want to go 220 and then go 230 for a third,
right? And
show everybody, hey, she PR'd her deadlift too.
Yep.
Right. So.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens on the second and see what numbers get put in for the third.
Yeah. I mean, and either way is acceptable to me.
Oh yeah.
Like this is 6 of one, half dozen of another. How do you use?
Yeah.
And this is what we were talking about people want to go from 9 for 9. It depends on what your goal is. 8 for 9 might actually be a better choice here.
You can't call her day-to-day anything but a success, and now it's, how much better can the success be?
Yeah.
So.
Well, Kelsey's an interesting case because she was what I would call a fast peaker. In other words, she can do a 2 or 3 week microcycle, right, and transform that onto the platform almost immediately.
Right.
Very few people can do that.
All right.
Alexander Chavez is up now 192.5.
And then we started third attempt deadlifts on platform 1. Savannah Zuniga is up at 150 kilos, and on every one of these attempts, they're going to be cleaning the bar, so and that may slow down the pace just a little bit. And Savannah puts the bar down, and it got 3 white lights, so we're going to the same weight for Shelby Matthews, so there'll be a quick clean on the bar, and calling the next lifter in the bar loaded here very shortly.
Yeah, and Gio Ortega is pretty much your winner. Sophia Veras, the only thing she's got to face right now is the only issue for her is if Erin Walterman makes and then Sophie misses.
Right.
But if Sophie makes, it's done.
Right.
It's a done deal. But that's great coaching, right? So Erin's doing what she's doing. She's going to force Sophie to make a choice.
Though and while it may not be putting them on the podium for first, second, or third, Ladrina Churn and Patricia Sutherland are only separated by 2.5 kilos, and they both have the same final attempt going in. So depending on who pulls what, that could change out the strategy a little bit for those two ladies on the final pull of the day. And an awful lot of us want to do our best, but one of the reasons that we have competition is to beat the people who show up on the same day, and
right.
And so you choose those attempts to obviously get your best total, but also it's nice to move one step ahead. Like I mentioned before, sometimes it's that final sprint in the last 100 meters of the marathon that determines your final place. And
all right, so Kelsey's up right now.
Yeah, we're watching Kelsey on her final pull, or her second attempt pull at 220.
Yeah, she's going 230.
Yeah.
At least 230, but I would say 230 just to break her own PB.
And we're on third attempts on both platforms 1 and platform 2. About halfway through third attempts on platform 1, Giovanna Ortega's lifting it up 182.5. She's in first place in the women's open 63 class right now, and with a 505 kilogram total, and nobody's forecasted totals will exceed it. If she doesn't make this, one of the other ladies who's following her could make a change and possibly vie for that spot.
And here's the thing: even if Gio makes this, if Erin Walterman misses her 187, Sophie can go up to 200 to try to beat her and take that gold medal. So there's a lot at play here. There's a lot of moving parts.
Okay, so Giovanna Ortega's lift is good. That puts her at 505, and while that's not out of range of the remaining, maybe the last lifter or two, it does make it a big stretch. Sometimes you can't go. Sophia Veras went from 170 to 182.5, or a 12.5 kilogram jump, and she only had a 7.5 kilogram jump between seconds and thirds. I don't know if she's got more left in her that would let her pull ahead or pull up to that 505 level. Sometimes you can do it, sometimes you can't.
Right now you got Pat Sutherland and Ladrina Cherna. Whoever makes it, whoever misses, it stages 4th and 5th.
Right, and we saw that head-to-head contest coming. Looks like Pat missed at 185, and now Ladrina Churn needs to make this lift, and making this lift will move her ahead into 4th place. So, coming down to the last attempts, and while it may not be a podium, it's bragging rights for 4th or 5th, and certainly these placings are very important for everybody here.
Now, interestingly enough, she needs a lot less than this to win, to take this medal, but she has to pull this because she was forced to.
Right.
And there you go. So now she flipped.
Yep.
Now, so here comes All right. So now Walterman is trying to move from bronze,
From fourth place back into bronze position.
fourth place back in the bronze position, hopping over. Right. Pushing Laguna Cherna to fifth. Right? Is that? No, pushing her in fourth. Right?
Yeah.
Never mind.
And so now Ladrina will finish in. Well, you got to wait one more lift because right now this last attempt it has an effect on everybody below her because right now Sophia is in fourth place. This will pull her to second and push Aaron and Ladrina down one place each.
She dropped from 190 to 187.5.
So she knows she can't make first, but she's gonna try to just place,
Look,
move up.
She might have had a shot at first if Gio had messed up, but she didn't.
So our final placing of the last 5 lifters changed with every single lift.
That's the way it should be.
Right. So
So Kelsey McCarthy has put in 227 and a half. So she won't set a new personal best, but she'll tie it. She'll be over 500 pounds in the deadlift, which is huge.
Right.
If Kelsey has a weakness, and I don't see how you can call a 500-pound deadlift a weakness, that's where it is for her.
Looks like Sophia got 3 whites in, so that. So Sophia, pulled into second, and that pushed down our third and fourth place lifters. And now we're back to Kelsey McCarthy. The 227.5 is a 501, one of those magic numbers that a lot of lifters try to break. So 501-pound pull at 72 kilograms, and this will top off an outstanding record-breaking day for her.
Just unbelievable. And every time I see Kelsey, I'm just more and more impressed. And none of this stuff impresses her. I mean, she just wants to go out. She'll probably want to go out and train tomorrow. It's just the way she is.
That was 3 white lights.
So, Kelsey is one of the closest things to a machine. She what, 8 for 9?
Yeah, 8 for 9.
8 for 9. American record and exceeded the world record in the squat. American record in the bench press.
And tied a personal record on...
tied a personal record in the deadlift. Set the American record and exceeded the world record in her own weight class on her opening attempt deadlift. Exceeded the 84 kilo total on her second deadlift. Just a monster day by her. Just a monster day. And then tied her personal best at 501 for a massive 680 kilo total. And that to me is just is otherworldly, Joe.
Yes.
You're talking about somebody that probably by next year can break 700 kilos in the 72 kilo class, female. And that, that's an amazing number.
Yes.
I don't know how she falls right now based on your new IPF formula, but I'm willing to bet that's a pretty high number for her.
Yes.
Can you do the math in your head real quick,
No,
Joe?
I cannot. That's one of the disadvantages of the new formula. It's more complex than it used to be. You used to have just a simple coefficient that you took your body weight and multiplied it by, but that simple coefficient worked good for the average for all the lifters. But when you got to the extremes, the best lifters, that those coefficients, the variation between the average wasn't the same as the variation between the elite.
Correct.
And so you needed the 2 factors. So
Correct.
it's you need kind of the average and the standard deviation of where everybody is, and that's how it works out.
So you've seen two great battles today in the 72. You saw Kelsey McCarthy have a historic day,
right?
Both as a USA Powerlifting member and as an IPF lifter, and we saw this huge battle back and forth from first to fifth place in the 63 kilos.
Right. Yeah, and both great examples of what can make the sport exciting. You had somebody just, you know, leading the way a little bit like Secretariat, just dominating,
Right.
the competition on that given day, and then another closely contested contest, where everybody on one side of the venue today was, could watch Kelsey just blow away the records and just marvel at how phenomenal that performance was. The folks on the other side of the arena, were treated to a head-to-head competition, both physical and strategic. That that came down to the last lifts for every one of those lifters, determining where they were going to place on that day. Nobody ran away with this. Everybody was fighting it out to their very last lift, to get everything that they could out of both, the strategy and the physical part of the competition to maximize where they were going to be in the final placing.
Yep. So again, it's been a historic day. We saw the best of the world, the best you can possibly see. Someone just having a historic day and running away with it, and a tightly competitive battle.
Right.
So anyway, 2019 USA Powerlifting Open Nationals. I'd like to thank you. My name is Elliot Feldman. I've been here with Joe Marksteiner. We'll be back. Awards are coming up, and then we'll be back tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock Central Time, 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, for another big battle.
Absolutely.
All right. See you guys. Thank you.
Pleasure working with you.
International Powerlifting Federation Hall of Fame. He's a former International Powerlifting Federation World Champion. He's a doctor in forensic psychology. That means he knows what you're thinking before you do. And ladies and gentlemen, he is the president of USA Powerlifting. Big round of applause. He's going to say a few words. Dr. Larry Bailey.
Thank you, Gino. Before Gino walks off, come back out here, man. I'm going to embarrass him just a little bit. Gino is the recipient of the 2019 Brother Bennett Award. That's the award named for our founder, and it is given to the person that embodies the spirit of USA Powerlifting over the past year and over their career. For those of you who don't know, Gino has actually been involved in powerlifting as a competitor and as a referee and as a coach and now as an announcer for 20 years. He started with USA Powerlifting in Rockaway, New Jersey. He's a diehard fan. He remembers everybody, even if he forgets your name once in a while. Please put your hands together for Gino, the 2019 Brother Bennett Award winner. So what do you think of the show? In USA Powerlifting, we strive to set new standards, not only in the United States, but across the world. And I can tell you that we have the best production team, we have the best venues, and we have the best competitors in the world. Please give them a round of applause. I'd like to mention just a couple of them before we give out the awards. Your meat producer, meat director, been working on this now for 2 years, Priscilla Ribic, she's standing right over there. Our production staff includes Mr. Greg Page, who does logistics and drives the truck with the stuff here. Mr. Ron Dews is our platform manager. He works with the pit crew, the people who did the spotting and loading today and will for the weekend. Please give them all a round of applause. Mike Z, sitting right over there at the table, is your scoring manager. Audio Spectrum is the people responsible for what you see here, the greatest show in powerlifting. Please give Lou and his crew a hand. They give us a bunch of stuff that we otherwise couldn't afford, and this would not be possible without them. Lastly, all of our referees are coordinated by Miriam and Rodney Elm, your technical secretaries. Please give them all a round of applause. They volunteer their time. And with no further ado, because what you really came to see is that people get the awards, I'm going to turn it over to Gino. And congratulations, everyone.
One more round of applause for Dr. Larry Bailey. All right, let's start with our first category. Women equipped, Masters 1, 63 kilo weight class, silver medal winner. Big round of applause for Heather Berman. And the gold medal, wow, they tied. Silver and gold tied. They both totaled 370 kilos. And when there's a tie, the winner is the one that weighs less in body weight. So by 1 kilo, ladies and gentlemen, the gold medal winner, big round of applause for Amy Brandner. Okay, photos. Good, Larry, thank you. Proper protocol. Ladies, right down here, Adam Palmer, 9 for 9. Give them another round of applause. Thank you, ladies. Let's move on to the next category. 63, okay. Masters 2, 63 kilo weight class, gold medal winner. photos. One more round of applause for Kim Wilson. Masters 2, 72 kilo weight class. 4th place, big round of applause for Joni Mock. Bronze medal, hold on. Priscilla, you said top 5, right? Didn't you tell me top 5? Yes? Okay, 4th place, come on out, Joni Mock. Bronze medal winner, Rochelle Killian. Silver medal winner, Colleen Hansford. And the gold medal winner, she went 9 for 9. She got a total of 420. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for Donna Martz. And Larry will line up beside them on the right, left-hand side. Your left, and we'll get some photos. Front and center this way, ladies. Give them another round of applause. Masters 4, 63 kilo weight class. Did she go 9 for 9? Another 9 for 9 lifter. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been to her house. She's a botanist. Big round and a powerful lifter. Big round of applause for Leslie Macco. Master lifter, master gardener. Give her one more round of applause. Open category, 63 kilo weight class. In 5th place from Elite Iron, Patricia Sutherland. And these next 3 women, they were all within 5 kilos of each other. They were all, at one point in time, right down at the final poll, these next 3 women were all in 2nd place. They were duking it out. Ladies and gentlemen, in 4th place from Equipped Excellence, Lodrina Churn. Bronze medal winner from Elite Iron, Erin Walterman. Silver medal winner from Equipped Excellence, Sophia Veras. And the gold medal winner from Cooper Training Institute, a big round of applause for Giovanna Ortega. Open category, 72 kilo weight photos now for Kelsey McCarthy. Photos, ladies, front and center. Teen 1, 63 kilo weight class, bronze medal winner, Carrizo Springs, Brooklyn Strike. Silver medal winner, Carrizo Springs, Savannah Zuniga. And the gold medal winner from Lone Oak Strength. Another big round of applause for Caitlin Fuller. Photos, ladies. Teen 1, 72 kilo weight class, gold medal winner Larry from Twisted Lifters. Rounding ovation for Anna Renner. One more round of applause for Anna. Team 2, 63 kilo weight class, bronze medal winner, Isabel Varga. Silver medal winner, Lauren Pimento. And the gold medal winner, hailing from Twisted Lifters, a big ovation now for Michaela Exner. Team 2, 72 kilo weight class, gold medal winner, Lone Oak Strength, gold medal winner, Tristan Boone. One more time for Tristan. Team 3, 63 kilo weight class, gold medal winner, Twisted Lifters, Kelsey Johnson. Let's hear it for Kelsey. Team 3, 72 kilo weight class. Silver medal winner, Carrizo Springs, Isabella. What? Oh, sorry, no. Teen 3, 72 kilo weight class, Midland University, gold medal winner, Alexandra Chavez. I think that's it. Did we miss anybody? Raise your hand if we missed a category. I think we hit everybody, right? All right, ladies, everybody turn to your left. Everybody turn to your left. And come on out, and the audience will give them a continuous ovation as all of our athletes get escorted off the platform. Stroll right by Dr. Larry Maley and go on out that way. Come on, let them hear you. Keep going, they're almost out. Come this way, ladies. Come this way. see you all tomorrow morning, whatever the start time is. Thank you. Start time tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. We hope you enjoyed Lombard. You get down to Chicago, get some deep dish pizza, go to the Michigan Mile,